What is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here
Hello,
with
hello.
Jackal and Bitcoin Jay and myself today. We are going to do some crypto alerts or crypto watch lists, entries, this and that. And I'm going to let Jay and Jackal start because I always talk, so they're going to talk this time. What's up,
Hey,
guys?
how's it going, everybody? So I think this is the first week in at least a long time where it's been all three of us. So I will actually pop up a chart so we can at least look at it while we're talking. We did have some Voyager news come out today about if you're interested in anything that's happened there recently. Essentially, on August 11th, you will be able to pull out your cash. It did not say anything about your crypto in there, but if you have US dollars cash in your Voyager account, you will be able to pull out up to $100,000 of that per day after August 11th it appears, and you'll be able to do that via ACH. So in the next, if you have more than $100,000, you can do it after that. It does say it should take 5 to 10 business days, so it's pretty slow, but they do promise that we will get our money back, which is awesome news. So with that, Jay, do you have anything for us? And then we can kind of get going into some charting.
Well, fundamentally speaking, not really so much. More so just the price action of Bitcoin itself has been really, really choppy around 22.6 to 23K. And I mean, it's really, it's very indecisive here. I still do feel like, yeah, that 22.6 level is really, really key to hold. And it seems like we're above that again. But it's struggling massively to basically create higher highs. And just coming off these lower highs, I do favor some more downside. And we got a trade on shorting Bitcoin below 23K. Because once you fall through that, often you see a good dump, and then you can trail your stop loss to break even quite quick. So I'm still looking at downside for Bitcoin, just because there's just so much weakness. Also, just today, like last night, we got a pretty nice bounce actually from that sub 23K area, and we really made a lot of work. But then today, falling back below 23K, it's like, yeah, you actually did nothing. You gained nothing above 23K. And if you cannot gain anything to the upside, your automatic response is retesting the lows and looking at downside. So that's it for Bitcoin. I'm not really looking more so at shorts still.
Yeah, we're essentially just trading between these two fibs right here, the 0.382 and the 0.236. This red rectangle, if you are curious, is my liquidity zone. I just think it's a good level for people that oftentimes are going to sell, and I think this is a good level for shorts. We are in this wedge right here, this longer term wedge. I'll throw it back on the 4 hour; it's easier to see. And then I think we are going to take a look at Luna, because we have been very choppy this week and kind of just trading in a channel, as you can see here. Just look, since basically July 31st, last 6 days, we've stayed essentially the same. Yeah, so not a whole bunch of news other than the Voyager deal, which we just went over. And Bitcoin being fairly flat, the stock market had a pretty good run, so things are looking strong at the moment.
Yeah.
I still think we're due for a healthy pullback, 4th week in a row saying that, but I think
I would agree with that.
August 10th, the CPI numbers for July come out, so hopefully we don't see higher inflation numbers, but if we do, for SPY at least, we could retest that 390, 380 level, and then that could really pull crypto down, of course. But with that.
I definitely agree with that. A couple things to add off that. We did the bigger news this week, of course, Voyager, and then the SHIB. The Solana news with a lot of hackers with Solana, and that's been like an ongoing issue with Solana. A little bit more than a lot of cryptos I've noticed, and it's just something to be aware of. And I'm not going to go over it again. We covered it in Wednesday's stream, so. But just something to be aware of is I think something like $7 million worth of Solana was hacked.
That's quite a bit.
So yeah, that is quite a bit. So I have actually Ape up. I wasn't liking the Luna chart too much to give you guys entries, but this Ape chart is showing me a couple things I like to see on the 15-minute here. And these entries are more so leverage based and quicker in and out. You could trade them non-leveraged, but these are short swings. These are hours to days, nothing more than that. But we've been in this little bit of it's kind of a bull flag we've got going on APE here, and we're hanging out right at the top of this where we've been facing some rejection on the 15-minute. This is short-term charts, guys. Again, this is scalping entries. So on this, for a longer entry, I like you above like 147 or 747, excuse me. We're at like 742 now, but I would prefer to see, and I tell you guys this all the time, anyone knows me knows this, I prefer to see the break out of this trend and then come back down in the retest. Then this is where you're going to take that long. I want to see something like this happen first. And then when we're down here, this is where you're going to want to take that short or that long if you want safer entry right here. So looking at ideally, and with that being said, an entry over like 747, and usually with leverage, if you're trading up, 20 to 75x, something like that, I look for a 0.5% to 1%. So we're looking at, 7.5, 8 cents. So set those targets at like 751 and 755, and you're good to go. And once you're in a leverage trade, always set that stop loss right at that entry or just below it. Let yourself go a little red so you don't, you don't you sell yourself out too quickly, especially if you're higher leverage. And then as far as the short goes, if we come back and retest, or if we face that rejection right here, maybe below like 740. And again, with those type of targets with that 8 cents, look for like 736 and 732. But your safer shorts and safer long entries are going to be below 734 for your short and above 750 for your long. If we could get in there and get that retest, we could come up and easily test that 756 and then again around that 760. These areas here where we've got our wicks. That's what I'm looking at. These are short term. These are scalp type plays again. And I gave you kind of the riskier entries and then the safer entries. What are you looking at with Bitcoin, Jay?
So I'm going to try and share my chart here. Just looking at, actually was looking at XRP a little bit for the watch list. Actually, it's also just on a 4-hourly time frame here. You're sitting at the support here for XRP around that 3666. And I'm basically looking for a 4-hourly candle open and close below that to revisit lows here for XRP. Just more so bearishly biased. But what more so here for XRP on the 4-hourly time frame, I'm just also really gonna look for a break and retest of this ascending like trend line, this support line with the low, the higher low. If that breaks, it's gonna spell that XRP is gonna actually come back to these touch points, so to 3252 and to 3011. So I'm more so short term, also looking at XRP a little bit on the 15-minute time frame. What I did see here was, or even on the 5-minute, actually, more so shorts below 3675, already placing a stop loss at around 37 cents and really already trying to write it down from there, because everything is struggling just massively and nothing is gaining anything. And seems like Bitcoin is also just dabbling below 23K. So there's a lot of weakness here. But the thing is, on low weekend volume, it's actually also easier for the price to move, because if we just move volume on this and we look at the volume, there's absolutely very little. So it's tricky to play low volume. The price can easily do crazy things, but if you can apply that volatility in your favor, and you can just by looking at the chart and by looking at the bigger picture here, identify that actually we're looking more so down than up. Also for upside for XRP, I would like to see a good break above like 37.15 to try and shoot for these highs here again at 37.5 and 37.75. So that's most of what I'm looking for here for XRP. So, and I want, when I play this here on a 5-minute time frame, I will wait for that level to break. And it's also the same thing what you say, Amy. You need to see that break and retest, because if you just see a break and a wick and you close below, that is a whole different story, because that is actually just getting out the liquidity at the top side of your range, using that as fuel to basically tackle the lows again. So for a long, I'm looking at a break and retest above 37.10, and then looking at upside to 37.4, 37.5, 37.7. And then losing this range again, because actually just looking and zooming in here, we have already taken out the stop losses here, but if we come below this wick again, I do spell trouble for XRP below 36.75. So mostly looking to play this range here on XRP with a bearish bias. And that's it.
I like that. I like that. Very, very similar setup to what we have going on in Ape, honestly. So.
But the importance of that break and retest is like something that we say all the time, but it cannot be stressed enough, because if you just long here, the thing that's going to happen often is you're going to turn into a wick, and you're going to be in a shitty situation if you close again under this wick. So what is really important that you actually, and even on a 5-minute time frame, how do you gain that level? Essentially, you gain it by opening and closing at least 1 to 2 candles above that level. That basically takes away from the fact that you're just faking out here, grabbing liquidity. If you can consistently open and close some candles above 37.08 for XRP, then I'm looking at upside. And my stop loss is going to be really tight. I mean, just 36.95 or something like that, and really aiming for 37.4, 5, and 7.
Love it. Love it. So very similar to what I'm watching. Ape charts are a little different, but as you can see, this bottom trend line that we both are talking about the same trend line here, and seeing if it's going to come and retest it. Just in a different way we charted it, but very similar with coming back that retest with the bearish bias. This is the same gap. A lot of the charts are trading very similar right now. So when we talk about those gaps, a lot of times you might see a trend channel on one chart, but a wedge on another chart. And it really depends on the crypto and the movement of the crypto and the volume at that time. I do want to mention that immediately following this stream at about 4:30, so 15 minutes from now, we are going to be live trading over in Titan. You could see in the banner right here, you could see our link for Titan Discord. And if Nikki or Mr. SLP is in here, they could pop the link into the comments for you as well. I do think it's in the description. I'm not for sure though. So we will be live trading over there. Jay will be in just a little while here.
Absolutely.
About 10 minutes in between. This is a pretty short segment. This is just giving you guys a couple entries in and out. Nice quick video for you on Fridays for some crypto knowledge. Jackal, Jay, do you have any final thoughts before we bust on out of here?
I only have one. Joe asked what crypto is DCR and why did it pump 53% today? I don't have an answer to that, but if you would like to, any of you here would like to practice your DD on crypto, this is a fun one to look into. They're a hybrid proof of stake and proof of work, I believe. Proof of stake and proof of work concept. So it's just an interesting play into the technology of crypto rather than just the technicals. Again, I don't know why they pumped 53% today, but I'm familiar with the coin, and they've got some interesting technology behind it.
Right on. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We'll be back here next Friday, same time. And again, this is just a super short, give you guys a couple entries. So if it's a video you're just joining into for the first time, you're always going to get a little bit of crypto news and a little bit of crypto entries and exits, and make your weekend easier to trade some leverage. Come pop on over to Titan. We will see you guys over there. And until next Friday, peace out, Cub Scouts.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, guys.